Modern cybercrime rarely targets a computer's firewall. Instead, the most effective attacks target human psychology through social engineering. Consider Priya. She is a 28-year-old software engineer dealing with a standard but intense level of family pressure to get married and settle down. To navigate this pressure, she turned to a traditional solution, updated for the digital age: online matrimonial platforms. As an engineer, her daily life revolves around logic and problem-solving, yet she is about to fall victim to a massive financial trap. Matrimonial scams are highly effective because they don't challenge a target's intellect. They bypass it entirely, exploiting societal pressure and emotional vulnerability to override rational thought. The trap begins with a profile that appears in Priya's matches, a man named Rohan Malhotra. Every data point on Rohan's profile is meticulously chosen. He is attractive, successful, working as a cardiologist, and a non-resident Indian in the UK. When they start chatting, his communication is smooth and attentive. He says exactly what a prospective bride and her family want to hear, quickly establishing a deep, unearned trust. Then comes the critical psychological hook. Rohan promises he is flying to India next month to meet Priya's parents and finalize the marriage. This specific promise is highly calculated. By committing to a physical meeting with her family, he anchors his digital persona in a promised physical reality, effectively neutralizing any lingering suspicions Priya might have. The reality is that Rohan Malhotra is not a human being. He is a perfectly calibrated digital product, engineered to check every box of an Indian family's cultural expectations. Fast forward to the day Rohan is scheduled to land in Delhi. Priya's anticipation is at its peak. Suddenly, her phone rings. It's an unknown international number. On the other end, Rohan is in tears, sounding absolutely terrified. He tells Priya he has just landed, but has been detained by the customs department. The extortion begins. Rohan claims he brought 50 lakh rupees in diamonds and foreign currency. Now, a supposed customs officer is threatening to jail him unless an immediate penalty of 3,50,000 rupees is paid. This is the psychology of urgency in action. By creating a high-stakes, time-sensitive emergency, the scammer forces the victim's brain into a state of panic, actively bypassing logical verification. To soften the financial blow, Rohan promises he will return the money the moment he steps out of the airport. This acts as a false safety net, giving Priya a rationalization to act. The entire scenario is a manufactured weapon. Its sole purpose is to isolate Priya and compel her to transfer funds out of fear, long before she can consult her parents. The isolation tactic works flawlessly. Panicked for her future husband, Priya transfers the 3.5 lakh rupees to the provided account without breathing a word to her family. Almost immediately, a second call comes in. The fake customs officer demands an additional 2 lakh rupees for a conversion fee. At this point, the sunk cost fallacy takes control. Desperate to ensure the first payment wasn't wasted, Priya borrows the extra money from a friend and sends it over. The moment the final transaction clears, the illusion shatters. Rohan's phone is switched off and his matrimonial profile is permanently deleted. Rohan Malhotra never existed. Priya had spent months communicating with a calculated cybercriminal executing a well-worn script. There was no relationship, no London clinic, and no incoming flight. It was an orchestrated extraction funnel designed to run until the victim's money completely dried up. Hoping you won't be targeted is not a valid security strategy. Anyone using online matchmaking must adopt a strict zero-trust protocol. Rule number 1 is the financial firewall. Place an absolute, non-negotiable embargo on sending money to a premarital match, regardless of the emergency. The logic is simple. Legitimate professionals do not rely on someone they recently met online to bail them out of medical bills or airport customs. If they ask, the answer is a hard no. Rule number 2 is visual verification. Demand a live video call within the first few days of talking. Scammers will actively deflect this. They will claim a broken camera or sudden network problems. Treat these excuses not as bad luck, but as definitive proof that you are being conned. These criminals operate on volume and speed. By applying friction, refusing financial help, and demanding visual proof, you instantly break their operational script, forcing them to abandon the con and move on. Rule 3 is digital forensics. Run their profile photo through a reverse image search. This frequently exposes scammers using stolen photographs. Apply that same verification mindset to their career. Cross-reference their name on LinkedIn or call the institution directly to confirm their employment. Rule 5 is strict information security. Never share private documents like bank statements, salary slips, or intimate photos during the early stages of communication. Finally, Rule 6, family integration. Scammers thrive in secrecy, often urging you to hide the relationship until things are official. Destroy that leverage by keeping your parents informed from day one. Protecting yourself from matrimonial fraud does not mean giving up on finding a partner. It simply means balancing the emotional search for connection with cold, rational digital boundaries.